welcome to True Crime in a Dime,
where we tell you a telling story.
in 10 minutes time.
This is our short
11th?
story segment.
11th episode of it? I think so.
Maybe?
Yeah. We're up there. We're in the
Yeah.
double digits at this
I
point.
think so.
Yeah. So hopefully you're liking this small series
Yeah.
that we do.
We are going to share 4 10-ish minute cases with you to make a full episode.
Yeah, we have a theme this time.
We do. I think we did last 2, I think, didn't have a theme.
Yeah, I think we kind of just
I think
winged it
the
last
last
time.
2 were just random, so now we're on Hitchhiker Murder. No.
Well, we did that one, so check out that episode. It might have been like True Crime in a Dime 9, maybe 8. That was a good episode because you told that one.
The one in Australia?
That one,
Oh, Amber Takara
yes,
in Canada.
yes,
That one's crazy.
That one is crazy.
Yeah, there's footage, well, not footage, but you can hear the killer speak on a recorded phone call, and they still don't know who he is.
So
yeah, go check that out.
Go check that one out. But we're glad you're here for this one.
Yeah,
this one is
National Park Murders.
Yeah. Yes. So, and I think
mine are both murders. Are yours?
Yes,
okay.
Actually, yeah, they both are murders. Are yours solved?
One is not.
Let's save these.
Okay. All right, let's get this started. So my first case is Heidi Childs and David Metzler. Heidi Childs and David Metzler were 2 college sweethearts and Virginia Tech sophomores who were tragically murdered on August 26, 2009 in a Virginia national park. Their case remains unsolved. Both Heidi and David came from deeply religious, close-knit families in the Lynchburg area of Virginia and were known for their low-risk lifestyles, low-key personalities, and strong Christian faith. I didn't realize the sentence was so long.
I do that all the time. And then sometimes I just make my own period in my head and I'm like, you know what, we're making that a second sentence. I do that all the time.
Heidi Childs was 18 years old at the time of her death and grew up in Forest, Bedford County, Virginia. She was born on December 9th, 1990 in Abingdon, Washington County, Virginia. He was one of 8 children to parents Laura and Don Childs.
God damn.
Yeah, that's too many. Don was an aviation sergeant with the Virginia State Police. Heidi was homeschooled through high school but demonstrated exceptional academic talent, taking early college courses by the 10th grade. She was highly athletic, running cross-country and playing on her church basketball team. She loved the outdoors, particularly camping, hiking, and skiing. Heidi also sang and played the guitar. She attended Virginia Tech on a full academic honors scholarship. Very impressive.
Yes.
Her major was biochemistry, and she aspired to become a physician's assistant.
Hell yeah.
Heidi was involved in many campus activities, especially Campus Crusade for Christ. On the afternoon of her murder, she excitedly called her parents to tell them that she was officially switching her path to a pre-med program. So that's very sad. All that excitement, and then doesn't even get to pursue it.
So, and very smart, obviously.
Yeah, very smart. David Metzler was 19 years old at the time of his death and raised in Campbell County, Virginia. David was born on May 23, 1990 in Blytheville, Mississippi County, Arkansas, to parents Keith Allen Metzler and Susan Burgess Metzler of Lynchburg, Virginia, and he has 3 sisters. David's family previously lived in China doing missionary work before moving back to Virginia, where his father practiced medicine as a local doctor. David graduated from Brookville High School in 2008. David was an avid sports and music lover who enjoyed playing soccer, golf, and the guitar, so they have that in common, they both play guitar. He had a quiet, gentle personality. He was accepted into the College of Engineering at Virginia Tech and planned to major in industrial systems engineering. He was also active in the Campus Crusade for Christ. He was a member of Heritage Baptist Church, where he led youth worship. Heidi and David originally met through a church youth group while in high school, and they worked together at the Mountain Frost Creamery ice cream shop in Lynchburg, Virginia. Though they were close friends for years, they officially began dating after beginning college together at Virginia Tech. They were described by friends and family as inseparable, and frequently shared their faith by participating in mission trips and youth ministry.
Oh, I'm so glad they believed in something together that they were very passionate about.
Yeah, they were good people. On the evening of Wednesday, August 26, 2009, just 2 weeks into their sophomore year, David took Heidi on a date to Caldwell Fields in his blue 1992 Toyota Camry. Caldwell Fields is a campground in Jefferson National Forest located about 15 miles from the Virginia Tech campus. It's a popular spot for Virginia Tech students to visit and camp. This area is heavily wooded and cell service can be scarce. The George Washington and Jefferson National Forest is an administrative entity combining the two U.S. national forests into one of the largest areas of public land in the eastern United States. The forest covers over 1.8 million acres of land. In the, people say, I say Appalachian, but I guess it's Appalachian Mountains of Virginia, West Virginia, and Kentucky. David had previously visited the Caldwell Fields area during a Christian retreat and wanted to share it with Heidi so they could talk and play guitar together.
Oh.
They didn't plan to stay out late because they both had class the next day, but sometime between 8:25 p.m. and 10 p.m., an unknown assailant ambushed them. The next day, on August 27th, around 8 a.m., a man walking his dog found the two young adults deceased in the parking lot. David was slumped over in the driver's seat while Heidi was lying a few feet away from the car on the passenger side, looking as though she was likely trying to run away. Both were shot with a .30 caliber hunting rifle.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah.
So they think David was shot first. Heidi's in the passenger seat and then tries to run away, and then they shoot her.
God damn.
Police believe that the couple was attacked as soon as they pulled into the parking lot because they were still in their car. David's guitar was still in the car, but some of Heidi's things were still missing. Heidi is remembered by her family for her bright, bubbly personality. David was on the quieter side and showed his true colors through science and sports. At the funeral, their families buried them side by side as they believed they eventually would have married.
Oh.
And over 1,000 people attended their funeral.
Man, fuck me right up.
The Childs and Metzler families remember them through the Heidi Childs and David Metzler Memorial Facebook group to honor their memory and fight for justice. This case involved a multi-agency criminal investigation with local, state, and federal law enforcement, but it quickly went cold. Numerous interviews were conducted of residents of local communities, resulting in the identification of persons of interest and suspects in Montgomery, Craig, and Roanoke counties, but no formal arrests have ever been made. There were also 6 suspicious vehicles noted in the area around the time of the shooting, but nothing came from those either. It wasn't until about 2.5 years later, in March of 2012, when the joint Montgomery County Federal and State Task Force announced that Heidi's purse was stolen from the scene, and it contained her Motorola Razr cell phone, Sony CyberShot camera, her passport, Virginia Tech lanyard, and a credit card. I remember those Razr cell phones. Everyone had them.
Yeah, I think my sister had a purple one.
Okay. I never had one, but I know a lot of people did. They also stated they had DNA evidence in the case that would be used to eliminate potential suspects, but years would go by with no arrests or leads. Another press conference was held on August 23, 2019, announcing that the police department was pursuing new leads related to suspects in DNA technology. They offered an increased reward of $100,000 for any information leading to an arrest, and that is kind of where this case still stands today. The couple's death led to Virginia Tech implementing an alert system currently known as VT alerts when an emergency or incident occurs among students or on the campus. This system is tested twice a year and goes out to every student through emails and phone calls. In 2024, state police said they want to, quote, reassure the families and friends of Heidi and David, as well as the affected communities, that even after 15 years, at that time, a robust team is pursuing investigative steps on a weekly, if not daily basis. The team also is constantly evaluating new and emerging technologies to leverage scientific advances, end quote. Special Agent Scott Mitchell of the Virginia State Police said, quote, we intend to resolve this case. That means we intend to identify and prosecute the person responsible for these brutal murders. The investigative team believes there are people with relevant knowledge about what happened the night David and Heidi were murdered who have not yet come forward. There are relatives or associates of the offender who have learned concerning things in the intervening years, or have held on to secrets all this time. The odds are very high that the offender has put his family and friends, through no fault of their own, in the awful position of knowing things about that night. We don't want those individuals to become reluctant to come forward, end quote. So they think that there's people out there that know what happened, but just no one's come forward. $100,000 though?
Yeah, that's a pretty penny.
If you know what happened, come forward. Take that money.
Yeah, come on.
Anyone with information regarding this investigation is asked to call the Virginia State Police at 540-375-9589. So, they're not really sure, like, was this a random attack? We don't really
Yeah.
know the circumstances. Was it someone they knew? I did read that David let a few people on campus know where they were going that night, but there's no reports of, like, him or Heidi having, like, any enemies or issues with anybody, so.
I kind of get drifter vibes.
Yeah, it seems more like random, like they didn't
Yeah.
know this person.
This
Like, they were probably
person-
trying to rob them and
Trying to survive out there. Yeah,
shot
survive
him,
out
too,
there
for
even in
whatever
the
reason.
woods, just
Mhm.
waiting for somebody to come up to this
Yeah.
remote little area.
But also at the same time, like, they didn't steal the vehicle. Like, David was still inside. They didn't take the car.
I'm picturing somebody who chooses to live like that.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how they're just choosing
Yeah,
to
maybe.
survive, is by taking them out and hoping to get something out of the car or something.
That's crazy. But, yeah.
I mean, yeah. It's scary to think.
Mm-hmm.
You ever go by woods, think of how many people could be living in
Yeah,
there and you
I
wouldn't know
know.
about
Yeah,
it.
that's true. So, yeah, very sad. 18 and 19 years old.
Yeah.
Whole lives ahead of them.
Yeah, that is sad. All right. My case might be familiar to some people, is Julie Williams and Laura Winans. So, Julianne Williams, who went by the name Julie, was a 24-year-old outdoor adventurer. She attended college to study geology, so her love for nature went deeper than just exploring the outdoors. She was originally from St. Cloud, Minnesota, and her partner was named Laura Winans. She usually went by the name Lollie to those close to her, and actually throughout this whole thing, I'm going to refer to her as Lollie because I want
That's
to
a
see
cute
this.
name.
I want to see this as like I'm a friend who
Mhm.
is telling their story.
Yeah.
So, she was 26 years old and originally from Unity, Maine. She was enrolled in college to become a certified guide. She believed everyone could find something they love in nature.
Oh, that's cool.
As you can imagine, she found nature and the outdoors to be a very special thing that she held very close to her heart. The love for the outdoors is something that Lollie and Julie could bond over. They were both very experienced hikers and campers, and their last trip on May 19th together with Taj, their golden retriever, was supposed to be these two beautiful souls just enjoying something that they both deeply loved. They planned a 9-day camping trip in Shenandoah National Park. Family and friends expected their return on May 28th, but by the 31st, Julie's roommate called her father to see if he had heard from her at all, because they didn't either. And when he said that he did not hear from them, that is when the roommate informed him that she has not returned yet. This is when they then contacted the National Park Services, and a search started for the women. Rangers would locate Julie and Lollie's bodies on June 1st, 1996. They were found at their campsite at the Skyland Resort. The site was located near a creek and was just off of the Appalachian Trail, close to milepost 42 on Skyline Drive. They were both found bound and gagged with their throats slashed.
Oh, God.
Police need to determine if this was just a random attack or if these women's gender or sexual orientation played a role in them being targeted.
Yeah, it's a brutal random attack.
Yes. This of course had other campers on edge that there is now a murderer running around. It's a very popular area, obviously. And since the 1970s, only around 10 murders have occurred on the Appalachian Trail, and approximately 3 million plus people step foot on that trail every year.
Yeah, I'm surprised there's not more, honestly.
Yeah, right. I mean, yeah, to be honest. The odds of a murder like this happening, obviously, is like slim to none. It was determined that the women were murdered on May 24th. They were not sexually assaulted, and Taj was found unharmed in the area.
Well, I'm glad the doggy wasn't harmed.
Lollie, who was still attending Unity College, was still given her degree at the end of the year that was presented to her parents.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. The only suspect at the time was Daryl David Rice. He had a previous incident where he tried to get a woman in his truck. She fought him and was able to get away and hid behind a tree, but he still tried to run her over.
Jeez, that's scary.
That is so scary. He's still trying to run her over. She's run for her life.
Yeah, it's hard to outrun a truck.
Yeah. Oh, it was a big goddamn tree.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh.
When he was arrested, police found, this is disgusting, leg and arm restraints in his truck.
Oh.
Yeah, just carrying those around.
That's scary. Imagine what he was going to do.
Yes.
Oh.
Ugh. He also made statements that he liked targeting women because they are more vulnerable.
Excuse me?
Mm-hmm. Gross. Yeah. Yeah, you fucking measly little coward.
Hey, you stupid.
Pick on someone
Dick
your own
bag.
size. God. While he was serving his 12-year federal sentence for trying to kidnap the bicyclists from that incident, he was being indicted for the murders of Julie and Lollie in 2002. The charges were dropped when a key witness changed her statement, and they had collected multiple DNA samples from the scene, but they were from an unknown male suspect, so then he was ruled out.
He's just a different piece of shit.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit
committing
either
other
way.
crimes,
Yeah, but he was doing other things. They had no other evidence to go on at the time. Rice remained their top suspect. Like, even though the DNA and stuff, you know, sometimes police, they get stuck on someone so hard.
Yeah, and you can't do that.
And they did for this one. One thing that was being done from this brutal murder was advocating for better trail safety. And this case kicked off legislation that promoted law enforcement to investigate these incidents as hate crimes, to prosecute them like that.
Yeah.
56-year-old Rice would die while riding his bike around 10 p.m. on July 5th, 2018, when a vehicle struck him.
Oh, good riddance.
Yeah. He died still as their top suspect.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Even though his DNA did not match.
Even though his DNA did not match, it's 2018, and they've got nothing else so far.
Okay, well, then you gotta find something else. You can't...
I know, we're still stuck on that.
Stick on someone that... There's no DNA evidence to link them.
No, I don't know why that was...
You know, West Memphis 3.
Yeah, that's right. God, that will be on the list eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah. Give us like 3 years.
Yeah.
To mature a little.
Yeah.
It took until June 20th of 2024, okay, for authorities to hold a press conference to announce that the DNA collected was sent for further testing and a match had been found for the suspect in Julie and Lollie's case.
Hell yeah, DNA.
Hell yeah, DNA. Rice was officially cleared, even though that motherfucker's dead.
Yeah.
And the true identity was announced as Ohio local Walter Jackson Sr.
Damn, there's a lot of bad stuff coming from Ohio.
I know. Get it together, Ohio.
My next case is Ohio.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
And then the Crash documentary, Ohio.
Oh, yeah. That's still on the list. We gotta watch that.
You better fucking watch that.
When I'm mentally prepared.
I need someone to scream with.
Okay, I'm going. It's on the list. It's on the list. I promise by the next time I see you that
I'm gonna hold you to it.
Okay, by the next time I see you. So he went by the nickname Leo. Once a full DNA profile was extracted from the evidence, it was submitted into CODIS, where they got their match. He was born November 2nd, 1947, and was from Cleveland. It took 28 years, but again, hell yeah, DNA.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson was a serial rapist was in prison when he died in March of 2018.
Oh, so we didn't even get to hold him accountable.
We didn't even get to...
God, I hate when that happens.
He died thinking he got away with that shit. Motherfucker.
But they were not sexually assaulted.
They were not.
Okay.
Well, I know, which I thought was kind of weird. I don't know what word to use. That he was a serial rapist, but he didn't...
because of their sexual orientation. I don't know. If that would have anything to do with it.
Yeah, I don't know. But I thought it was a little strange that... other crimes on his record included kidnapping and other assaults.
Of course.
He was a painter by trade and was an avid hiker, visiting Shenandoah frequently. They believe he was driving a chestnut brown 1984 AMC Eagle 30 at the time, but he was known to change vehicles often. So he also did drive a 1979 Ford Econoline 250 van. Jackson also would use temporary tags and change license plates frequently. The FBI is continuing to investigate if Jackson was involved in any other cases. So if you have,
sure.
Yeah, right. I know. So if you have any other information, please call 1-800-CALL-FBI. Yeah, and even though he's dead, still, there's probably other ones out there.
Yeah. I was like, what was the motive for him in this case? I mean, I'm glad they weren't sexually assaulted, but like, then why are you killing these two young girls? that are just trying to hike and have a good time in the forest.
I don't know. When he seems like also like, I don't want to say normal person, but like a painter and like, you know, has a place he came from. It's not like your case. Like I said, I feel like I'm feeling more like the drifter vibe. But like this, like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know.
Just go for a hike, my guy.
Yeah.
Be creepy
nasty,
on your own
sick
time.
Piece of bullshit. I don't know.
We're gonna work hard on it.
Yeah.
On insulting people better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm just so angry, like the right words don't come to me.
I know. I get it.
Yeah.
Me too. I struggle sometimes.
Yeah, I need to like pre-plan out my insults.
Yeah, we gotta like have a teleprompter.
Yeah.
Tell us what.
Here are some options.
Yeah. We'll pick the best one.
Yeah.
Yes. We get AI to give us some insults.
Yeah. We had an AI teleprompter screen.
Yeah, just give us insults.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is the sad story of those two cuties.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
All right, next I have a Matthew Dunmire. A Coast Guard vet and OnlyFans model lured a man to an Airbnb in the woods and murdered him in 2021 in a premeditated revenge plot carried out in a national park following an unresolved sexual assault allegation. So trigger warning for this case if that is a sensitive topic for you. This is a little bit of a crazy story.
I can tell.
Chelsea Perkins is a 35-year-old Coast Guard veteran from Alexandria, Virginia. She is married to an active duty Coast Guard member and is a mother to 5 young children. And she's only 35.
5?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, she was... God damn.
Yeah.
Both of your cases got people who were coming like 8
Yeah.
siblings, 5 kids. Jeez.
Yeah, it's a lot of kids. After leaving the military, she worked as an adult film actress and digital content creator, operating a popular OnlyFans account under the pseudonym Selena Savage.
Oh. Wow.
In 2017, Chelsea was in a brief relationship with a guy named Matthew Dunmire, whom she knew from high school. Also in 2017, Chelsea filed a report with police in Virginia Beach accusing Dunmire of raping her. Local police investigated the report, but authorities closed the case against Dunmire, citing a lack of sufficient evidence, so charges were never filed. Perkins later stated that the unresolved trauma left her with severe PTSD. On March 5, 2021, Chelsea Perkins traveled nearly 500 miles from her home in Virginia to Cleveland, Ohio, driving her husband's white smart car. Matthew Dunmire told his co-workers he was going to meet a woman he had met online. He was seen getting into her vehicle, and the two spent the night together at an Airbnb that Perkins had rented. On March 6, 2021, Perkins drove Dunmire to the Terra Vista Natural Study area within the Cuyahoga Valley National Park in Valley View, Ohio, under the impression they would be going hiking together. They hiked past a cemetery, across steep ravines, and went off-trail into a deep wooded area. With Dunmire walking ahead of her, Perkins drew a loaded firearm she brought from Virginia and shot Dunmire once in the back of the head, killing him instantly.
Holy shit! Wow. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
This is buku bananas.
Yeah. Yep. She
She went for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she planned this.
She did.
She absolutely planned this.
She did. Yeah. She lured him.
Mm.
The only thing that wasn't quite clear to me in my research was she using a different photo? Like, did he know he was meeting up with his ex-girlfriend? Because it said he told his coworkers he was meeting up with a woman he met online.
Well, maybe he's embarrassed to be caught with his ex.
Maybe. Or maybe he didn't realize that this OnlyFans model was her. I don't know. So that part was a little unclear to me. If he thought they were just, like, meeting up to have a fling again or something. I don't know. But he, willingly went with her to the Airbnb.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking, like, he obviously, it couldn't have been that detrimental or like that surprise or something, because he went and still did everything.
Because they spent the night together,
yeah.
And then they went hiking the next morning.
Yeah.
Chelsea then fled the scene and drove to Michigan to get a tattoo of a noose on her forearm the same day of the shooting before driving back to her home in Virginia.
That's a hell of a way to get over doing something like that.
Yep. Like, left Ohio, drove to Michigan, got a tattoo of a noose, and then drove back home to Virginia.
Did I say buku bananas?
Hikers exploring the national park discovered Dunmire's body a few days later on March 9th near the Terra Vista Cemetery. Dunmire was 31 years old at the time of his death and was an aspiring musician and father. Authorities arrived to the scene around 11 a.m. An autopsy later found that his cause of death was a single gunshot wound to the back of his head. During the investigation into Dunmire's murder, authorities discovered that 4 days before his body was found, he was out with his coworkers at a bar when he told them he was going to meet up with a girl he met online who was staying in the area. Dunmire's boss watched him get into a white car and leave. It was later discovered that the vehicle he got in was Chelsea's husband's white smart car that they used to get to the Airbnb she had rented. On the day of the murder, Dunmire... So, this guy's also kind of a piece of crap because... On the day of the murder, he texted his girlfriend saying he planned to donate plasma, then he would return home.
Oh, cheater, punkinator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Authorities tracked his phone to the Terra Vista National Study area of the park around this time. At approximately 10:29 a.m., Dunmire sent a text to his girlfriend saying, "Okay, I'll see you in a little while." And then they think he died shortly after that. A couple hiking in the woods told authorities that they heard a gunshot between 11:30 and 11:50 a.m. on March 6th. Another couple said they encountered a woman in the woods wearing all black, black knee-high boots, and a black hoodie. According to the criminal complaint, the woman seemed confused and expressed no emotion. She noted she was looking for the cemetery and became lost. Police said they used GPS data, DNA, ballistics evidence from the murder weapon, and social media and phone records to identify Perkins as the killer. On March 30th, 2021, federal investigators executed a search warrant at Perkins' home in Arlington, Virginia. They recovered 3 firearms, one of which was stashed in her backpack. Perkins initially denied any knowledge of Dunmire's murder.
She's just carrying a murder weapon around in her damn backpack.
Mhm.
God, was she dumb as fuck?
Yeah. She was. I'm not sure why she wasn't arrested at this point. I'm guessing because they wanted to test her firearms against the evidence they already have, but...
Yeah, maybe they're trying to make sure they just got it solid.
Yeah.
You know?
So another crazy part's going to come up here. Matthew Dunmire's mother, Tommy Lynn Dunmire, was becoming frustrated by the lack of progress into her son's murder investigation. So she launched her own investigation. Disguising herself as a UPS driver, she traveled to Washington, D.C., to the home of the woman whom she believed was her son's killer. Tommy Lynn and Dunmire's dad, John McQuillan, drove to the woman's home on November 5th, 2021, and Tommy Lynn shot the innocent woman twice in the abdomen.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that. Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit, Mom. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I think my mom's ride or die too,
But that, come on.
she gonna
like,
confirm who she killed.
Yeah, you're not the police. Like, I understand you
God.
somehow came across this woman. I don't know what this woman means, if anything, in the case, but, like, how she found her. But you need cold, hard evidence, bitch.
Oh my god, just like, knock, knock, here's your package,
And-
bang, bang.
And
you
even
know?
if this was the girl, you still can't kill her.
No, what the hell?
Like,
Even if it is the
You call
right
the police
person.
and tell them, hey, I think this is the woman that did it.
Yeah, harass the police dealer
Yeah.
with a phone call, you know? Wow. Wow. That. Damn.
The two fled the scene before stopping to switch the car's license plates.
Wow, this is a Bonnie, like, husband and wife?
Yeah.
They're just doing this?
Yeah. So shortly after being pulled over by police following the shooting, Tommy Lynn Dunmire took her own life.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This is crazy.
This is nuts.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
Holy shit.
It didn't say how. Like, I don't know if she was in custody and killed herself. I don't know how it happened, but it was after being pulled over.
She
That
probably
she
knew
didn't.
she was going
Yeah.
away. That's
Or maybe
it. That's
before they
it.
put her in
Before they
handcuffs,
even put
she
her in the
just shot
handcuffs,
herself.
she's like,
Yeah.
bang, this is it. Jeez, boy.
So, yeah. John McQuillan, the husband, who acted as the getaway driver, pleaded guilty in 2022 to helping Tommy Lynn flee and avoid apprehension after the murder attempt, and he received 42 months in prison as an accessory to murder.
Wow. Tell me next time to buckle up when you're
Right.
taking me on that many
Oh, I said it's getting
twists and
crazy.
turns.
I said another crazy part's coming.
I didn't prepare.
The woman who was shot was treated for her wounds, and she did survive.
Oh, thank fuck.
I know.
Because that poor thing, she's just
I
stuck in the
know.
wall. She's like answering
No
the
idea
door.
what's happening, yeah.
And some crazy lady just
Shoots you twice.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah. That was,
Yeah.
wild. Following months of building a forensic case via GPS tracking, license plate readers, ballistics, and matching DNA found on an Aquafina water bottle at the scene, the FBI arrested Chelsea Perkins without incident at a residence in Pensacola, Florida on December 9th, 2021.
Oh, she was running.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't say if she was living there or like what she was doing down there, but she was charged with federal first-degree murder. Detectives analyzing her phone later recovered a fake suicide letter from Dunmire that Perkins wrote, and then deleted around the same time his body was discovered. Like, but there's too much evidence against you. Like,
She's so dumb. I can't help but
I
laugh. She's dumb as fuck.
on May 27, 2025, Perkins took a plea agreement to avoid life in prison. In federal court, she pleaded guilty to scaled-down charges of second-degree murder and using/carrying a firearm during a crime of violence on federal property. On September 9, 2025, Perkins returned to court for sentencing. Perkins' attorney argued that PTSD from prior sexual violence drove her to murder. They told the court how before she was even 5, a babysitter allegedly molested Perkins, and how in high school she claimed to be raped by a male student. Then Perkins alleged she was abused by a superior while serving in the U.S. Coast Guard. She reported the sexual assaults to her parents, to school officials, and to military police, but no further action was taken on any of those. U.S. District Judge Solomon Oliver Jr. sentenced Perkins to 270 months or 22.5 years in federal prison, followed by 5 years of supervised release.
I hate when the sentencing doesn't even outweigh the life of the victim taken.
Right, yeah, 22.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
The judge acknowledged the premeditation of this revenge killing, but cited Perkins' extensive history of trauma as a mitigating factor in choosing the midpoint of her 20 to 25-year plea agreement spectrum. Chelsea apologized to Dunmire's relatives, saying, quote, "I take full responsibility for what I've done." Perkins' legal team returned to court in December of 2025 to dispute court-ordered financial restitution intended for Dunmire's surviving children. I didn't read what ever came of that. Caitlin Benzo, an attorney for the Ohio Alliance to End Sexual Violence, told A&E Crime and Investigation, quote, "In cases where the survivor is not believed, especially by people in positions of authority, it creates this whole new layer of trauma. They're already feeling shame, they're already feeling unworthy, and may feel like they did something wrong to cause this abuse, so that can be compounded by law enforcement, the judicial system, and prosecutors who won't pursue justice for them for one reason or another. There are so many layers of trauma when you're a victim of gender violence and nothing is done. There is the actual act itself, which causes a whole host of immediate and long-term effects like PTSD, depression, anxiety, and dissociation, along with the secondary effects to cope with those things: substance abuse, lower self-worth, trust and intimacy issues, eating disorders, etc. They're also more prone to re-victimization," end quote. Since Perkins claims she was repeatedly victimized, her, quote, "was compounded with each and every subsequent abuse period in her life. There is a third layer of trauma that comes when none of your abusers is held accountable and you feel like you're never believed," end quote. The U.S. Bureau of Justice Statistics states that as of 2023, only 21.5% of sexual assaults are reported to police. Nearly 1 in 5 U.S. women has been a victim of attempted or completed rape, according to the National Sexual Violence Resource Center. Data maintained by the nonprofit Council of State Governments Justice Centers showed between 2022 and 2024, fewer than 30% of reported rape cases were closed by law enforcement. In Ohio, only about 13.5% of rape cases are closed.
Wow.
So yeah, lots to take in with that one.
Yeah, that was a wild little ride.
It was.
Yeah, that was... Yeah, totally, totally blindsided me.
I mean, I feel bad for her if all this actually happened to her, you know?
I know, but it's never a reason to sit there and kill somebody.
Yeah, I mean, maybe in the moment. Your abuse is happening in that moment, and you're defending yourself. But this is years later, you premeditated and lured him out.
Yes. And then ran.
Yeah.
you know, and tried to, I mean, you're trying to write a suicide
Mhm.
letter and things like
Yeah.
that. You're trying to cover up what you know you did
Yeah.
is wrong,
Mhm.
you know? Like,
Yeah.
man. Well, she's a piece of shit, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And damn, that mom.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was so crazy.
So yeah, that was the case of Chelsea Perkins.
Yeah, I'm glad you picked that one then.
Yeah.
Because you changed it up, you said.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm glad you got that one. That was good.
It was.
Yeah.
And it was pretty recent.
Yeah, actually, that was because I think all mine were older, so a little older.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty recent.
So I am talking about Louise Chaput next. She was 52-year-old mother of 2 daughters. She was from Sherbrooke, Quebec, Canada. Her friends and family describe. There's a couple of things in here that I am not going to pronounce
It's
correctly.
okay.
Let's be real.
I think
here.
our viewers know by now that
Yeah,
we're not good at that.
I can't fucking do that. Her friends and family described her as having a good sense of humor. She was very independent. She loved to adventure and was always very brave while doing it. She worked as a psychologist specializing in family and marital counseling. She also got involved in working at the local jail with police informants. And with that job, she was also able then to attend trials, which also helped her in her criminal cases that she became involved in with her counseling job as well.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. She also would volunteer her counseling to families who could not afford it.
Mm-hmm.
She just seemed like a good person who wanted to help and also was just a lover of the outdoors. Her coworker and friend was quoted saying, quote, "Louise adored nature and the outdoors," end quote. So Louise and her friends were planning a weekend hiking trip to Mount Washington in New Hampshire, set to begin November 15th, 2001. So that's, we're a little
older one, yeah.
older.
God, that feels so long ago.
I know, we were kicking then, but yeah, it does feel so long ago. This is an area she had visited before, so when her friends were unable to go along for the trip, Louise decided to go ahead and go on her own. She's brave, remember?
Yeah.
So on that morning, she packed up her silver Ford Focus station wagon and said goodbye to her husband or her long-term boyfriend. There was reports of both.
Okay.
And of course, she said goodbye to her daughters. But none of them were worried. She's packed up all the proper gear that she needed, and she's headed to New Hampshire with loads of experience under her belt. Mount Washington, that she planned to hike, is the highest peak in the northeastern U.S. at 6,288 feet.
Damn.
This mountain is part of the White Mountain Park and is the first mountain with a reported death in that park back in 1894. Since then, more than 160 people had died there, either from accidental falls or from exposure. Eagle Tribune is quoted describing Mount Washington, quote, "Compared to taller peaks in Alaska, California, and Colorado, our Mount Washington is a relative pipsqueak."
Oh.
Which is honestly accurate because, like, 5,000 feet is kind of like a standard mile-high city, you know what I mean? Mount Washington is known for having some of this is crazy, okay? Some of the harshest weather in the world as well. In 1934, at the summit, the wind was recorded at 231 miles per hour, which is the fastest non-tornadic wind gust ever recorded.
Dang.
231 miles per hour.
I'd blow right away.
Literally.
That's crazy.
What wouldn't blow away?
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
would blow away in that.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
And then here's another one that's about to blow your mind. And then in 2023, the mountain experienced negative 109 degrees.
No.
The lowest wind chill in the country ever recorded.
I don't ever want to hear that again.
Negative 109 degrees. That's...
I would instantly die.
Yes.
Instantly.
Yeah, what is surviving? There's nothing surviving in that.
No.
There can't be.
That's disgusting.
But being from Canada, and also her sister Colette said that they also loved skiing, the mountain did not scare Louise.
It's probably nothing compared to Canada.
Canada, I know. Y'all some tough motherfuckers in Canada. So after heading out, Louise crossed into the U.S. at Norton, Vermont. She gassed up at a gas station in Colebrook, New Hampshire, and then finished the last leg of the driving before it got dark. She arrived at the New Hampshire Visitor Center and went inside to talk to the woman working. She was looking for a recommendation somewhere that she could take a short walk and stretch her legs after driving all day, and it was also getting dark soon, so something small was all she needed. The woman suggested Lost Pond Trail, which was located just across from the lodge that Louise would be checking into once she finished this walk. Louise would never return to check in for her reservation. She was due back to work in Canada 3 days later, and when she did not show up for work, that is when everyone knew that there was something wrong. And her husband/boyfriend reported her missing that same day. The Park Services took the matter seriously and began searching right away. Louise's car was found within 24 hours at the Daretissima trailhead parking lot. And this was just a little ways from the visitor center and close to that Lost Pond Trail that she was recommended. The New Hampshire Fish and Game, Mountain Rescue Services, the Androscoggin Valley Search and Rescue, and the U.S. Forest Service all searched in high winds, deep snow, and temperatures dropping around -16 degrees to find her.
And what time of year was this again?
We're in November.
Oh.
Yeah, we're in
She
November.
chose a bad time to go.
Yeah, she's from Canada. She don't care. She hiking in the winter. Yeah.
You couldn't pay me to hike in the winter.
-16.
Hike in snow? No.
I'd hike in snow, but -16.
Not in snow.
I'd do it. I have hiked in snow, actually.
My fingers would fall off. I can't. I physically can't.
You have to just be prepared. And
Gloves don't even work.
That's true. I had to buy little hand heaters.
Maybe that would help.
Yeah, maybe. See?
And full body heater.
We'll just put you in a little igloo and just pull you out. It was on day 3 of the search and about a week after Louise went missing when New Hampshire Fish and Game located her body on November 22nd, about 200 feet from the trailhead. This was also Thanksgiving Day for
I was
going to
say
that year.
Thanksgiving was probably coming up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Louise was wearing black fleece pants, a red nylon jacket, and white Reebok shoes. There was not a lot of reporting on this case in the media, and that is because reporters were directed to talk to the Attorney General and the medical examiner, but they were not interested in commenting. Yeah.
Why? Because she's from Canada?
I don't know if it had to do with, that it's like an out-of-country, maybe it's a little stickier of a situation, but there was not really any reports or anything.
That's sad.
Yeah. So, what we think happened to Louise is she was forced off the trail by a suspect, in which was probably just a crime of opportunity. Like, this is her first day of the trip, and she was just visiting, so we don't, you can't sit here and think that someone's stalking her or watching her.
Did they say what the cause of death was? Okay.
She was discovered with multiple stab wounds and obvious defensive wounds, so she was fighting.
Yeah. Oh, that's terrible.
I know.
Like, what the hell are you doing that for to somebody?
Yeah, and we're just 200 feet off the trailhead.
Yeah.
She
was just beginning.
Yes. It appeared whatever belongings she would have been carrying, including her car keys, were missing. There really isn't much more information on this case.
Was her car missing then? I guess?
No, they found the car after 24 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, it parked it in the parking lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this case remains open, and we have literally 0 suspects and nothing. From 2001.
Yeah. And with snow, it's going to be hard to get DNA evidence.
Yep.
I think it's wet.
Yeah.
Wow, that's terrible.
Oh, well. I remember what you wrote in there. I didn't put it in there.
It's like 9/11.
Yeah, because of 9/11, there was not a lot of, like, media coverage and people focusing on those things that, like 9/11 was overcasting that kind of thing. So it probably, honestly, got swept under the rug of, like, well, we'll get that later. But, very sad.
Poor lady.
Yeah. It seemed like such a loving, giving person and a
Yeah.
little badass just going to
Yeah.
go brave this
Mhm.
little mountain all on her own. She's like, you know what, fine, friends, I don't care.
I know.
You know, I'm going to go adventure anyway. I still
And it
want to
makes you
stretch my
wonder,
legs.
would this person have still attempted that if other people were with her? Like, would they have still tried to kill all of them?
Yeah.
Or did they do it just because she was alone?
Probably because she was alone.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
It is. Very sad.
Yeah. You sick son of a bitch, whoever you are.
Yeah. God. It's terrible.
Hopefully they're dead.
I mean, honestly, when you start getting into these cases, it's really
Mhm.
sad to think that a lot of these people, like how we just found the Leo, the Jackson guy from Mine, like
Mhm.
he's dead and gone. He died
Yeah.
thinking that he would have got away with that.
Yeah.
Like, can you believe how many cases out there are probably like that?
Thousands.
Yes, it's sickening to
Mhm.
think. But yeah. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up and check us out on all of our social medias.
Please subscribe to our channel if you have not already. Hit the bell to be notified of future uploads and keep lurking around for our next video. Bye!